Do you really think that innocent snack before bed, a piece of bread with cheese and a glass of diet soda, has no impact on your health? Well, that's exactly where the danger lies. Many people over 60 maintain this habit every night, believing that they are making a light, practical, and even sugar-free choice. But what few people know is that this common combo can be accelerating silent inflammation processes in your body, sabotaging your quality of sleep and directly affecting the functioning of your heart and brain. Have you ever been through this? You eat that slice of bread, feel a certain immediate comfort, but wake up the next day more tired, slower, without understanding why. Maybe the problem lies precisely in this nighttime moment, which seemed harmless. What you're about to discover now may surprise you and may change your relationship with these foods forever. Stay with me until the end, because understanding what really happens in your body after this snack may be the key to living longer and better. And in the next part, I'll show you why nighttime bread is one of the biggest villains for those over 60. And look, if this topic makes sense to you, if you've also caught yourself having this snack at night thinking it was a safe choice, tell me in the comments. I want to know what your routine is like, if you've felt these signs in your body, and if you recognized yourself in any part of what I've said so far. Your experience can help other people who are going through the same situation, and together we can create a space for real exchange and learning. And if you feel that this type of content enlightens you, guides you, and gives you tools to take better care of your health, leave a like. This really helps the channel grow and makes this video reach more people who need this alert. And take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel. That way you can make sure you don't miss the next videos, which go straight to the point with valuable information for those who want to age with more health and quality of life. Your participation here is what makes all this happen. And now that you understand the impact of that nightly bread roll, wait until you find out what cheese is doing to your heart. The truth behind that warm bread roll at night is that it is not as innocent as it seems, especially after the age of 60. The impact that this food can have on your body goes far beyond the momentary hunger that it helps to satisfy. When you eat white bread at night, especially the one made with refined flour, your body receives a quick load of glucose in the blood, and in response, the pancreas goes into action, releasing insulin, a hormone responsible for trying to balance this sudden spike. The problem is that over time, these frequent spikes, even in small quantities, overload your system, generating insulin resistance, accumulation of visceral fat and hormonal imbalances that affect everything from your mood to your memory, and there's more. This type of food, despite giving an initial feeling of satiety and even comfort, is usually accompanied by a slight drowsiness. But this drowsiness is not a sign of true rest. It's your body trying to deal with the metabolic impact it has just suffered. It's as if you've put unnecessary weight on an engine that is already working at a slower pace due to age. According to a recent study published in Journal of Geriatric Nutrition, eating refined carbohydrates at night is associated with sleep disturbances, increased fasting blood glucose levels, and changes in blood pressure in adults over 60. And that's not all. This repeated habit can also affect your mood the next day, your cognition, and even your cardiovascular health in the long term. It's a silent chain of reactions that begins with a seemingly simple choice. And the most curious thing, many people don't realize why this type of snack has become naturalized throughout life. It was breakfast in childhood, became an evening snack in adulthood. Today it's almost a comfort ritual before going to sleep. But the body changes. The mindset also needs to keep up with this transformation. The journey to healthy aging requires more conscious decisions that respect the current functioning of your body and not how it worked decades ago. Now, I want to go even deeper into this subject because what comes with this bread, cheese, also carries secrets that few people talk about, but that make all the difference when it comes to inflammation, fluid retention, and high blood pressure. Write in the comments, that makes sense to me. Now that we understand how bread can seem like a comfort food but turn out to be a silent villain, it's time to look at another component of this nighttime snack: cheese. Many people, especially those over 60, tend to associate cheese with the idea of something healthy, rich in calcium, and good for the bones. And yes, this association makes sense, but only up to a point. The hidden truth is that not all cheese is the same. The type, quality, and most importantly, the time at which it is consumed make all the difference in the impact it will have on your body. The problem is that most cheeses consumed at night, such as processed, very salty, or ultra-creamy ones, are loaded with sodium. Chemical additives and saturated fats that increase internal inflammation favor the accumulation of plaque in the arteries and directly compromise heart health. That's where the danger lies. Cheese, which should be a source of nutrition, turns into an agent that puts pressure on your circulation, disrupts your cholesterol, and raises your blood pressure. Science has already shown this clearly. A study published in European Journal of Nutrition evolved that the consumption of ultra-processed cheeses, especially at night, is associated with blood pressure spikes and increased fluid retention among the elderly. And we are not talking about exaggeration. Sometimes, a thick slice a day, consumed without moderation, is enough to keep the body in a state of chronic alert. What should be food becomes a trigger, silent, progressive, and constant. Another common mistake is to believe that the more cheese, the more calcium. But that's not quite true. Many of the most affordable cheeses on the market have extremely high levels of fat and almost no real benefits in terms of nutritional density. The mindset behind these choices needs to change. Its transformation starts with the simple act of observing the behind-the-scenes of what you consume frequently. After all, what seems harmless on the plate may be taking a very high toll on your health. And if you've ever noticed that you wake up more bloated, with heavy legs or a headache in the morning, perhaps the cheese at night is more involved in this story than you imagine. Now I want to go even deeper into this journey, because I still need to talk about a detail that many people believe to be a healthy and even protective choice. But that could actually be completely sabotaging your metabolic health. Write in the comments, I'm on this journey too. There is a silent trap that many people fall into, thinking they are making the best possible choice, swapping regular soda for the famous zero-calorie soda. The promise seems tempting. No sugar, no calories, no guilt. But behind this appearance of a smart decision, there is a dangerous mechanism that profoundly affects metabolism, especially in people over 60. When you drink a zero-calorie soda, the sweet taste is still present. The brain understands that it is receiving sugar, but the real sugar never arrives. This creates a mismatch between taste and physiological response, which can trigger a cycle of metabolic confusion. The body, fooled by the sweetness, releases insulin even without the actual presence of glucose. Over time, this response can generate insulin resistance, one of the main triggers for the development of type 2 diabetes. And it doesn't stop there. Recent studies published in the journal Circulations a direct association between frequent consumption of artificial sweeteners such as aspartame and sucralose and an increased risk of cardiovascular events in older adults. This happens because these compounds, even though they are non-caloric, interfere with the intestinal microbiota and promote low-grade inflammation that directly affects the circulatory system. In other words, by trying to avoid sugar, you may be feeding an even bigger problem behind the scenes in your body. And the most disturbing thing is that this habit often comes with the mindset that it is a safe alternative, a lifestyle change. But the hidden truth is that the feeling of control that diet soda offers is false. It does not truly satisfy. It stimulates even more the desire for sweets. And it can trigger episodes of binge eating that harm your entire journey to balance. Number one did that even the World Health Organization recently issued an official warning about the prolonged use of certain sweeteners, precisely because of their negative impact on metabolism in the long term. And if you've ever wondered why, even after avoiding sugar, you can't lose weight, or why your tests still show abnormal results, maybe the answer lies in that seemingly harmless little can. Now I want to go even deeper into this subject, because when we talk about nighttime food choices, we also need to consider the emotional triggers behind these decisions, and that changes everything. Comment below. That makes sense to me. After everything we've talked about so far, it's natural for that question to arise. Okay, so what can I eat at night without harming my health? Because it's no use just pointing out the risks. True transformation happens when we find real alternatives that make sense in our routine, that nourish our bodies with respect and awareness, and that also bring emotional comfort. Right. And yes, this is absolutely possible. What you need now is to adjust your mindset. Stop seeking that immediate pleasure and start seeing each choice as a decision with a direct impact on your well-being. Because at the end of the day, your health is worth much more than 5 minutes of pleasure in the kitchen. The good news is that there are a number of light, nutritious nighttime options that work very well for those over 60. A natural, unsweetened yogurt with a spoonful of oats and a little cinnamon, for example, provides satiety, balances blood sugar levels, and even improves digestion. A boiled egg with a few slices of avocado may seem too simple, but it has enormous nutritional value. It contains proteins and good fats that signal to the body that it is safe and nourished. A warm chamomile or lemongrass tea with a homemade oatmeal cookie can be a treat for the body and soul. It's not about giving up pleasure. It's about choosing a pleasure that drives you, strengthens you, and respects the rhythm of your body, and more than the food itself. There is something even more powerful, the ritual, the way you prepare. For the end of the day says a lot about how you have been conducting your journey. Eating on autopilot in front of the TV with your cell phone in hand only reinforces a pattern of emptiness where food serves as a distraction, not nourishment. Creating a light nighttime routine, slowing down. It's preparing something with your own hands, in silence or with calm music in the background. All of this tells your brain that it is time to truly rest. And this changes everything: your sleep, your mood, your energy the next day. Small conscious decisions, repeated over time, build a new reality. Now, I want to go even deeper into this subject, because there is a detail behind these eating habits that few people realize, and it is directly linked to the emotional side of hunger. If you've made it this far, it's because this topic touched on something important to you, and I'm very happy about that. We know that changing habits isn't easy, but every small decision is already a huge step on this journey towards greater health and well-being. If this content helped you in any way, leave a like, because it shows that we're on the right track and helps this channel continue to grow with purpose. Take advantage and subscribe so you don't miss the next videos. There's a lot of useful and transformative stuff coming. And if you watched until the end, comment below. I'm with you until the end, so I know I can count on you on this journey. There is a video here that complements everything we talked about today. Click and continue with me there.